Hey everybody, it's Kwak here, one of the Quackers. Now, if you've been tracking and following this whole idea of using a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, to paying off your mortgage faster, well, I have a really important and exciting news for you guys, and I couldn't believe that this is happening right now, and that is the company Apple, Apple, the company that makes phones and computers, is announcing that they are launching their own version of a HELOC called the iLock. So in this video, I'm going to share everything about what is this iLock, how to use it, and why it might be the best HELOC we have seen ever, and I'm going to show you how it works in this video. Alright, so if you are a big fan of using a HELOC to paying off your mortgage, or at least you're intrigued by the idea of using a HELOC to paying off your mortgage, well, I got a special news for you. And of course, if you don't know anything about this, you're wondering, well, what is this whole HELOC thing? Well then, go and check out this video called How to Pay Off Your Mortgage in 5 to 7 years, where I'm going to show you how to take a 30-year mortgage and pay it off within 5 to 7 years on average. I'll leave that video down below in the link description. Okay, so let's go and talk about this new product that the Apple is releasing, their own version of a HELOC called the iLock. Now, just like any of the other products that they release, everything has to start with I because you are what matters. Now, being that it's called an iLock, not a we lock or an us lock, it's an iLock. It's designed for you. It's designed for a single use, and selfishly, it helps you pay off mortgage even faster than a traditional HELOC. And I'll show you how this works. So let's go and talk about some key things about an iLock. All right, so let's go and talk about what is the main thing with the iLock. So just putting iLock, man, who would have thought we would see this day when Apple releases a version of a HELOC and it just looks really pretty. I mean, talk about that, which by the way, iLock, one of the key features about the iLock, and forget about, let's forget about the financial benefits of an iLock first, but let's talk about the iLock. Well, when you first get your iLock and you close on this type of a line of credit, well, one of the things you get as a big bonus, and this probably matters more than anything else, is when you log into the website, it's a pretty color, really awesome dashboard. I mean, the buttons are amazing looking, colors. I mean, you'll notice that the pink looks like pink, blue actually looks like the legit blue. So this iLock isn't for anybody to use. It's about people who are really serious about how graphics and how art looks when they log into the bank. I mean, sometimes I log into my own bank account and I get offended. I mean, the website looks terrible. I mean, you think I'm a joke? Huh? You think I'm a joke right here? Well, guess what? iLock has solved that problem. They have made banking revolutionary again by adding art, state of the fonts, and adding the beautiful thing about a line of credit and combining it together to create the iLock. So let's go and put that as a huge benefit. That's the number one benefit. Without that, this iLock falls apart. So it's got pretty interfaces, pretty website, and great font. And I mean, don't get me started about how fonts are so important when it comes to opening a bank account and logging in. I mean, last time I opened a bank account, man, I already told you guys I was really offended by really boring fonts. So great fonts to get started. Also, the next biggest benefit with the iLock is that it integrates with your iPhone. So if you have an iPhone or an iPad or an iComputer, really anything, okay, you can integrate your iLock with your iPhone. So your iPhone, in real time, you can check what the balance of your iLock is. Therefore, you know exactly how much interest you're paying. And of course, Apple and their infinite wisdom has released an amazing app where you can track all this. So it comes with an app that tracks the balance, which is pretty darn cool. And it integrates with your iPhone, your iPad, your iMac, MacBook Pro, whatever Apple product you use, it's great. Now, if you ever get stuck using your iLock, its apps, or any of the pretty websites, you can visit the local Apple store to get your help from these geniuses, the Genius Bar. You can make an appointment and really learn how to use an iLock. Of course, banks really don't care about giving you help because all they care about is giving you the line of credit and getting you along the way. Well, guess what? With Apple, don't have to worry about these blue shirt wearing guys that has zero banking experience will teach you how to use an iLock to start paying off your mortgage like no other. So there you go. You get the Genius Bar's help when using the iLock, which is amazing. Now, that's not all. Well, this just in, it looks like the iLock, wait, what? It releases updates every year where if you don't update, the iLock slows down and it costs you more interest. And also, if you want the newest version of the iLock, you have to pay another closing cost. Well, friends, don't worry about that. You just pay the closing cost. because it's got the pretty website, great fonts, it comes with the app, the Genius Bar. I mean, a lot of the cost does kind of pay for itself. So even with the update, it's still going to be profitable. And this just in again, well, it looks like with the HELOC, you're gonna have to pay a higher absorbent closing cost, and the closing cost can be as high as 4 to 5% as a regular line of credit closing cost. But to that I say it's okay, pay them closing costs because it is definitely gonna be worth it. And by you paying that closing cost, not only subconsciously do you feel better and more superior than the other line of credit borrowers, but it's a status symbol basically saying that you have the ability to pay for the closing costs. So right there and then, HELOC not only has some great benefits like the pretty websites and awesome bank login. So basically it's a status symbol, just like buying a Rolex and wearing it and showing off to your friends so that you can feel more superior and your ego can be fed up a little bit more. But in all serious note, one last thing I do have to tell you about the HELOC, and what's really special about it is that every year they plan on releasing new updates in a newer version of the HELOC. But I must warn and tell you that if you don't upgrade to the next version of the HELOC or the newer version of the HELOC next year, well, your coolness factor is gonna drop significantly, where some of your friends may not even wanna hang out with you anymore. So you gotta get the newest HELOC so that your friends think you're cool and your ego gets bigger. So with that being said, friends, this is very exciting for the fact that Apple has decided to release their own version of a home equity line of credit, the HELOC. It comes with luxury, pretty colors. Yes, the closing costs are much higher than your typical closing costs. In fact, some HELOCs don't even have a closing cost, which just makes you think that, wow, HELOC has so much more value, really, when it's the same thing as any other line of credit, but just looks prettier and comes with other fonts, which is amazing. But don't forget, you have to get the newer version of the HELOC next year, which you're also required to pay another fee to get the HELOC, because it is important to keep your coolness factor and your coolness level at all-time high. Now, you might be asking, when is this HELOC going to launch? When can I get my HELOC? When can I know so that I can go line up and wait 3 hours to get my HELOC too? Well, friends, don't worry, I got you covered. Well, it just turns out that the HELOC launch date is on April 1st, 2021, which, by the way, guys, happy April Fool's Day. So for those who fell for this, yes, this was an April Fool's joke. And for those who knew, obviously this was all a joke. Hope you guys had a little bit of laugh in terms of our jokes and comedy. Yes, we did knock at Apple fans out there. Not to disrespect Apple fans or Apple buyers, but I had to do it because it's, Apple, right? So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and of course we'll have another video for you guys pretty soon here, so we'll see you guys in the next video.